how am I going to get through another day? How do I make this work for me? How do I stay ahead? How do I take care of my mental health, still show up?
They may have told you to go to the big city, chase the busy crowds, find the bright lights, but no, you chose your own path to stay right here. I'm your host, Claire Bouvier. Welcome to the Small Town Entrepreneur Podcast, where opportunity is just on the other side of the door.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Small Town Entrepreneur. It's so nice to have you here from wherever you're tuning in, and I am grateful, very, very grateful that I'm here. And I've been working a lot on visualization. The Mindset Mentor podcast has been very influential these days, if you haven't checked it out. And it's all about visualizing a world that you want, a world that can truly happen, what your dreams are, what you're hoping to accomplish. And it's funny because I was visualizing, I was like, I think the biggest thing is to figure out what you do want in life. And sometimes we forget to think about, what do we want? What are we working towards? Sometimes I know for me, I get fixated on just 2 feet or 3 feet ahead of me, and sometimes forget to look far out. Anyway, I just want to start by saying I'm really grateful. This has been almost over 2 years now of some of you tuning in, and it means a lot. And I want to hear from you. I would love if you could give feedback, a review. It helps other people to reach other audiences all around the globe. And no matter where in this world you are, I want you hopefully to be able to build that confidence, get uncomfortable, and start doing something different in your day. And that's where I really want to bring in the topic today. I was having a conversation about artificial intelligence, and I had this conversation with a friend and a client, and I was saying, why is it so scary, this evolving rapid movement of the world and the way we work with artificial intelligence? And I've taken a long time to think about, naturally, for someone like me, I thrive in discomfort a little bit. And I like when things are changing because it's always a challenge. And that's almost my comfort. Let's be honest. A lot of the people that are close to me and I chat with, that's not comfortable. It is so uncomfortable. And we're supposed to learn all these things when everyone's talking about artificial intelligence. And I've thought about that a lot, always trying new things that are super uncomfortable, whether it's just showing up and doing the same thing every day, or it's getting out of our comforts where growth really doesn't happen in staying plateau. And so I think about, just for those of you that really get up in the morning and think, how am I going to get through another day? How do I make this work for me? How do I stay ahead, take care of my mental health, still show up? And I think over time, we become more confident in our abilities, whether it's to make a change, whether it's to feel that we can confidently show up for something, whether it's just being consistent. James Clear, if anyone has read Atomic Habits, it's a great book to revisit if you've read it, if you've never read it, to just tackle these new habits of 1% change, something very small. And I think we are bombarded so heavily with trying to make these drastic changes because we compare ourselves, we see what's out there, and it's really overwhelming for you to kind of dive deep and learn this new platform. Or you just feel like you don't have the cognitive capacity anymore. And I get that, because if someone tried to throw all of these new ways of doing other things in my life, I too would be like, I need to narrow my focus and just do what I can handle. And so I get that frustration. I get feeling overwhelmed. I understand the fear of like, oh my goodness, on one side, am I going to lose my job? Is it going to replace me? And then the other side is like, I don't like AI. It represents so much negativity in this world because we do see the great concerns when it comes to artificial intelligence and how we live in a world that this idea of automation and robotics replacing humanity is a great concern. But that's why, more than ever, to educate ourselves to understand what is happening to a varying degree for you, however you can handle that. So let's start right at the beginning here. We're all in this together. We're all helping each other. And I think the biggest thing is just starting small, no matter whether it's you want to change how you're going to be eating, how you're going to be exercising, how you're going to parent, how you're going to do your work. Any change only can happen with a very small little mindset change, a small action. And I think this is the problem when we're bombarded with AI. It's like tomorrow you have to learn all these new things. No, it could be trying one little thing to help you understand just how maybe it could help you day to day. Something that I'm passionate about is technology and really maintaining your humanness. But how can technology be a companion, or can it be something that can enhance your awesomeness? I use ChatGPT, I use Perplexity every single day to help me make better decisions when I feel like I get stuck in my own mindset. Now, I have 24/7 to get some accountability and some feedback to say, okay, this is where I'm at. This is how I'm feeling. Could you play devil's advocate? Could you rebuttal my thinking? Could you challenge my mindset? And that alone has made all the difference in my life, in my world, to now get outside of myself, change my mindset, change the way I think. And maybe you don't want the actual AI, this robot responding. So you could say, find me two amazing humans that are sharing this knowledge on this topic that I could learn more. And that's how I found the Mindset Mentor, a podcast that I listen to every morning now to just rewire the way I'm thinking outside of my stresses, my worries, my anxieties. We get kind of pigeonholed in their thoughts. And someone interrupting that mindset is a game changer, because we can really easily get locked into the same thoughts. And I was listening to Rob Dial, and he talks about as humans have 70 to 90,000 thoughts a day. Well, if we don't start changing, our thoughts just become the sum of who we are. And it's the same thoughts over and over and over every single day until we start building this muscle to change the way we think. The way we think is impacting our actions. And so this is where we have to be constantly challenging the way we're thinking, the way we're acting, because the world's moving really quickly in the way we work. And all it takes just require us to step back, start small, and say, today I'm just going to think differently. It's very hard to do it without some accountability or someone else to poke that. So I just challenge you that the world that we're entering, this new world of artificial intelligence, always be a companion and there as a resource. It's not about the tech. It's about the mindset and how we use it, how we start thinking about our day-to-day and changing this muscle. These things require us to make these small little changes that strengthen that muscle of self-discipline. And once those small little changes happen, is that the more we lean into just being a little uncomfortable, trying something different, that confidence that we build in ourselves gives us some momentum to keep growing, to keep changing, to keep building. And this is where this whole idea of mindset, visualization, where we're going is crucial in today's age, because there's so much coming at us and we need to be critical thinkers. We need people to be challenging the status quo. The real fear is that we are building these sentient robots. We don't want a future where they think for us. We need to take and keep control. And it sounds sci-fi, but it's not that far from us. Thank you for tuning in. I want you to just walk away today and ask yourself, what is one thing I could change in the way I think? These are all things that will fundamentally change you. And it has changed me. And it's just creating these little tiny rules for yourself to create and protect yourself and allow you to grow and ultimately give you the confidence to go for the life, the world, the dreams, everything that you want. But it starts small, and it starts with just changing your mindset. I want to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you in a couple days. Cheers.